Hi there, it is I, Jazz. I am fresh out the shower, moisturized, and I decided to do a video. Every time I get out the shower, I try to work on my feet, work on my hands, just because that's kind of like the best time. It's still a little bit moist before I like put my rosemary or my cocoa butter on. So I was like, let me just set up to do a video. So that's what I'm doing because I want to share more of my daily routine, my every other day routines when it does come to maintaining my hands and my feet. I was born with a rare genetic skin discovery called Epidermolysis Bullosa, and it's where the layers of skin aren't bonded. So when friction comes in contact, it forms blisters. It causes the skin to become very fragile. So the slightest touch, it'll cause the skin to come off and become an open raw wound. So the form I have, I mainly deal with it on my hands and my feet, but I do experience blistering like all over, especially like when there is really bad friction, like the spot right here. Won't show you, but the spot right here on my back, I always kind of get that spot. I think it's just because like my bra and stuff. But yeah, so I'm gonna hop into it. I'm not sure how much I'll be able to record because of my memory and stuff, but I will do as best as I can and just like take my time and yeah, just show you guys because I want to share with the world what I do, and as well as like especially like number one, top, my community, my EV community, you guys. I know that there's so many different ways to do things, and you know, everybody is different, but I just wanted to share like what I do so that way maybe it will help you guys out there. So yeah, let's just hop into it. I'll try to like talk throughout too, but yeah. Real quick though, so I'll go over like what I use and stuff, but sometimes I do like accidentally like nick myself or pull too hard on the skin, so like it does bleed. So just beware of that. I try to like get it as quickly as possible because I've noticed things. But yeah, the more I have spent with myself, I am able to learn a lot more, especially about my skin. And I've actually been spending a lot more time working on my feet. And the more time I've been working on my feet, I've learned even more. I was like, okay, yeah, I know a lot. Like, I know everything about my feet. We're good, but I was still blistering and I was still like dealing with pain and things like that. And so now, like, spending even more time with myself and my body and understanding it and listening to it and actually seeing it. And seeing like, you know, 10 minutes versus 30 minutes, it's like, wow, like, so yeah, I could go for hours and hours working on my feet and my hands just to like get them to a good state. It is very, very painful, but I do know like overall I am helping myself and I'm helping my body. Like I've seen the improvement, I feel the improvement, I feel better every day, even though I still deal with the same kind of pain. But the fact that, you know, I am trying to do better, it makes me feel great. So yeah, let's get into it. So this is my little setup right here. I just got a little towel, and then this is just a little napkin. I like to use this because it's big enough to work on 1 foot at a time, and then it's easy to like just ball up, throw into the glove and toss. And then over here is my kit. I won't show you guys this really today. I'll do like a completely separate video where it's like all like full of my alcohol swabs right now. I need to be re-upped. Maybe I'll just record 1 foot today, and then another time when I actually have like more memory and stuff, then I'll do more. Let me actually do that. There we go. Okay, this is the window I need to stay in. try to stay in this area right here for y'all. I've started to use gloves when I work on my feet because, one, it's just more sanitary, and I feel like I can touch all over my feet without really affecting them. I also clean my tools before and after I work on my feet and hands. This is just a tweezer that I found off of Amazon. I like it because it is very sharp. Like, it definitely pokes you, but it really grabs the skin. These are my feet. This is my right foot. I've been working on just everything, just all the time. I deal with an area right here because it goes around the side from my shoe. I'll eventually show you all that spot, but they look really, really, really good because I've been just really good about working on them. My toes, for the most part, were like the really affected part, and I've just been really trying to go in there, even, you know, though it's painful. I try not to cause extra pain for myself because I know it makes a difference. But I've just been really just going in there and just trying to like touch them a little bit more. They're still like very sensitive, like in the inner parts, like some areas, but just really just getting used to just the feeling of it, recognizing that it is painful, but then if it is too painful, then I kind of like loosen up and just try to find that pain where, or not the pain, try to find the feeling that it's not painful and that it just kind of feels just a little bit good, that I'm able to like touch the area a little bit closer. I know that probably doesn't make too much of a sense, but I know as I talk, it'll eventually make more sense to me where I can communicate it better. So I just go in and look for the most part, I try to get the areas that are lifted up first. I don't know how well y'all can see. I wish y'all could see like super in between my toes. But right in there, I deal with a lot of skin. And so I just carefully try to go in and get that off. Because that helps just not keep all the moisture in, I've noticed. It helps my toes stay drier throughout the day. Especially after my shower, it's just like really, really moist. And this is just an area that I've ignored and avoided throughout my entire life just because it has been very painful. But I'm just starting to learn and just go in a little bit closer each time. Again, not trying to cause too much pain for myself because that energy matters. I would not have been able to do this, you know, a few months ago, definitely a year ago. I would have just been like too scared and afraid. But I've built that confidence and that tolerance a little bit more. And I've seen the improvement in my skin. Like my toes feel so much better. I'm able to touch them a lot more. This area right here always is sensitive, super, super sensitive, especially because of my toenail. But I've just, even with my toenail, I've tried to been going in there and I've noticed that actually it was just like skin that was overgrown and then causing just, you know, all of this in this area too. I'm just trying to get used to just touching them and seeing them and getting in there. Again, not causing too much pain. I don't want to cause pain at all for myself because I'm already in a lot of pain. I'm looking for that relief. So if it doesn't feel like it's going to come up, then I just go to another area. Or if I start to feel pain, then I leave it alone. Or I'll try to go into a different angle. But not trying to cause extra pain for myself. This toe I am still trying to figure out. But we're working on it. It definitely feels a lot better just when I went in and I was able to relieve that skin that was just overgrown. Like it was like, ah, free toe. No, my toes are not for sale, y'all. I don't have too much to work on with my feet, and I'm not really trying to work on a lot because I want to get the day started. But I'll work on it a little bit for you guys. I also use an X-Acto knife and blade to pop my blisters because I found that when I use that, it's just a lot more smoother, easier, less pressure when I'm going in to pop the blister. I've used needles, I've used scissors, I've used tweezers, I've used fingernail clippers. I've even used my teeth at some points when I'm like out and about because it's just like, no, blister, you got to go. But I found that the X-Acto knife blade, I've even used scalpels. Scalpels are great, but they dull faster. And, you know, financially, it was just better for me to buy the X-Acto knife blades and just have an X-Acto knife, and I just replace it with the blades. So I've used that for years and years and years, and now using these tweezers, I've found, because I use the X-Acto knife blade to pop my blisters and do like basically what I'm doing here. And a lot of the times I was finding that I was like cutting myself or nicking myself, and that causes extra pain and kind of confuses my brain in thinking it's a blister when really it's not. And so, and it's just like a regular cut, but it's still just as painful, if not, you know, more. So since I've switched over to the tweezers, I've noticed that I have a lot more control. I wouldn't recommend this for anybody. If you want to try it, if you want to give it a go, that's completely 100% up to you, but I would not recommend doing anything that I do. This is just the way I do it, and I want to share with you guys the ways that I maintain my skin and handle my blisters and things like that. So in between this little toe right here, I have a lot built up all the time. And this little piece right here is where I've like nicked myself. So I'm definitely not gonna go like this direction because I already tried that yesterday and clearly it didn't work, and we're here today. So I'm just gonna kind of just see what else I can get first. And usually when I do that, or when I come in at a different angle, I don't know if my hands are blocking or not, but when I come in at a different angle, it does help. It's gonna be hard. This toes are, I see why this is my last battle, because the angles of it, and if I wasn't recording, it would be a little bit better. I might have to pause it and come back, but I don't want to do that. And I'm feeling pain right now, so I might even just like leave it alone and just give it a day or 2 days to kind of heal where I nicked it. And we'll come back to it, because I don't want to feel pain right there right now. It's already enough that I'm feeling pain there. I don't want to feel more, so we'll leave it alone. This little area right here. And again, it's a lot easier when I'm like fresh out of the shower, because as you can see, the skin is still a little bit softer. So yeah, my goal is to just really get that first layer that's lifting up. I don't want to go any deeper than that, because I already know how affected I am. All of this right here and here, like, that looks like new skin, that's because it is new skin. I've had blisters there. I was dealing with those blisters forever, like all my life. And now it's just, this is the last area that is blistering, because I haven't been able to really get in there because of the pain and the fear and stuff. But now I'm, you know, slowly just working away at it, and it's getting better. I already know it's getting better because I'm able to literally do all of this. But it's a painful road and a painful struggle. But I know at the end it's gonna be a lot better. I mean, my whole entire foot was just covered in blisters and wounds and everything. And over time it, you know, was getting better on its own, but I had to step up and step in to help it out and do my part. And every now and then I will take like an alcohol swab, especially if it's like super moist skin, and just like give it a wipe. This is a new one. I don't use the same one that I use when I first clean it. I feel like I'm moving like over and over, but maybe I'm not. That was the first one. So I'm just gonna work a little bit more because I don't want too much gene to come in. This is an old scab blister. I can tell because of the color. This is like blood dried. This angle is a little bit of a challenge to get into, but we're gonna try. You can see how, well, hopefully you can see like how thick this is. So I really don't want to just go in and like rip it like that, because I've been there before and that's how we get nicks. So I'm gonna try to like lift it, because my thing is, and this blister's thing is, when it was a blister, it had this skin over it. This dark area that you see inside is the dried blood, and then underneath is the new skin. So I know that the dried blood underneath is somewhat blocking this new skin. Not all the way sometimes, but I can tell and I can feel it. So I just kind of go in a little bit and lift it a little bit. I hate when it, or I try not, I don't like when it does that and it snaps, because sometimes it'll like, and then poke me right there. So I do try to be careful when I go in and like lift, or if I'm lifting like this, I just try to have like better control. But you can see that it's starting to lift. And I'm not touching the new skin just yet. And sometimes the dried blood will come up with it. I've noticed that if I can avoid that first, now if it comes up a little, that's fine, but if I start to feel pain and I'm lifting, more than likely that's because this dried blood is lifting from the new skin and it's just not ready yet, or that spot is like really, really stuck. So I stop and then I go to just like another little area and I just start lifting up there. I go to the areas that don't feel painful. And I see I'm lifting, and you can see, hopefully, you can see right here, this is the dried blood and like some skin tissue. I'm not too sure, some nerve maybe. And that's what's still connected to the new skin. And so whenever I'm moving around, whenever I'm walking underneath, that is causing friction and irritation and, you know, all sorts of things. This part right here. And that's if the new skin underneath is still sensitive and this is rubbing up against it, then it's going to cause a new blister. Everybody is different. So as I'm lifting, this isn't really a good example, but let's just say all of the dried blood cells were still on there. I've noticed that whenever it's all still on there and I can go in and just like lightly lift it up, then it just comes right off and there's like immediate relief because it's like the skin and the blood is like dry and tightening, and whenever you take it off, it's just like and the new skin is relieved and revealed. It's a lot of different angles going on over here because I had this blister, then I had this blister, so it's layers, y'all, like layers of blisters just all throughout this bad boy for years and years and years. And I've just been slowly working away at it and trying to relieve it each day, not too much, because when I work on it too much, it's just an overload of pain, and then I don't want to go back to my feet and work on my feet. And the point is to be able to work on my feet and debris it, because I notice when I do this, it helps. There's some people that don't pop blisters. There's some people that don't pick their scabs. Everybody's different. It's just how you feel and feel in that moment. Sometimes I just let a blister be because I don't really feel like popping it, or it's like it's not really painful. So I'm just like, okay, I don't want to cause more damage than, you know, what I could. So I let it be. But then sometimes I'm like, baby girl, you gotta go. You got to go. You can't stay here. Not today. Nope. Not today. Not tomorrow. Not tonight. We booked. We fully booked. So you gotta go. Now this is hurting. I'm not gonna lie. I should probably stop and go at a different angle because it's just too deep into the layer. And I already know if I pull this and keep pulling it, it's gonna hurt. Now, I do notice this little ledged area right here, and I know if I go like this, it's gonna come off and it's not gonna be as painful, and I can work that angle versus this angle that I was trying to work. Or I can just do this, work it at a different angle. Sometimes I do notice when I turn it at a different angle and pull that way, it's a little bit better. Now again, this is probably very painful and frightening looking to y'all, but my goal is to not cause pain, so I'm not really in any pain at all right now. That was a little aggressive, Jazz. I find that this is helpful too. I'm just literally going in, squeezing, and lightly lifting up. And really it kind of just reveals itself on its own. And when I get this amount, then I'll go in with an angle and I'll do that. I'll pull it along the edge. Now I'm not gonna, because this is pretty thick, and so I'm just gonna find another little area. And actually right here we've got a little bubble, which was probably an old blister. So I'm gonna choose to take that one off first, because I can tell that when I take this one off, that other piece, that last piece, will be a lot easier to get off, because I'm able to take a little bit off and a little bit of that top layer off. I've also noticed that when I take the skin off and I get the dry blood off, there's sometimes this little bitty piece of skin left. And I am assuming that might be a nerve or something that is like no longer alive. I get that off too, because I know that that could create a possible blister in the future. Now, I've been working down and down and down, just like slowly, and none of this has been re-blistering. It's starting to feel stronger, so I know I'm on the right track. I am so sorry, y'all. Excuse me. I need to eat. See, I'm just kind of lifting it. I know everybody's skin is different when it comes to EB, and not everybody may look like this. But know that, like, when I do this for my other blisters that do look like or resemble when they're raw or when they're a blister, I do the same kind of treatment. I'm still trying to figure out the raw blisters. I actually came across a really cool hack today in the Facebook group, and see how just easy that comes off, and it feels relieving. There's no pain. I had already tried this area before, and you can kind of tell, hopefully, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's where I nicked myself. So I just gave it a few days and I came back to that spot. And this is just in this groove area. It's just built up skin from old blisters that I wasn't able to get in and, you know, get the edges of the blister off before it healed over. If y'all are still with me, give me a like, comment, let me know. Definitely comment, like, what you think, how you're feeling about this video, what you might give a go. Again, I wouldn't recommend anything, but if you want to, by all free will. It's starting to hurt a little bit, not gonna lie, in this spot. So I'm just gonna take it a little bit slower because I'm not really sure what angle I could go in at this point. Sometimes I do have to feel a little bit of a pain. That wasn't bad at all. Because I've noticed that sometimes in the area there's like almost a little nerve that is still, like, if the whole blister healed over, but because of the pattern of our print and the circular motion, It's like at the very center of it is a little piece of nerve. So sometimes when I am pulling, I feel that, and then I do get blood. But after that, oh, it doesn't hurt. Like, it's fine. It's on its way to getting better. This is really great. I'm super excited for this. I think I am going to cut it though for now, and I will come back and do another video later on, probably with my other foot. I just want to get going on this, although it is nice talking to you guys. Awkward silence. No, this is great. I'm excited and I'm happy that I'm able to just share what I do and what I'm up to on a daily, well, maybe not every day, but just to share and, you know, hopefully help you guys out. This area I know is sensitive, so I'm just gonna be careful because every time I'm in it, I think it's the angles of my toes, but every time I'm over in this area, it's too much gene. So let's just try not to get the too much gene today. This has some like nerve stuff going on. I think it's really just because it's like the corner crevice of my toe. This was a nick, so I want to be careful with that because I don't want to redo that one. The most challenge, I will say, is like right up under my toe here. That's the most challenge and hard not to nick because, again, the angles of it. I have noticed in working on my toes, and this is just not in recent times, but like over the years and working on my toes more, I have been able to get a lot of, not a lot, but I've been able to get the crevice of my toe back because I go in there and I see the built up and I just try to get the built up out and relieve my toe. And that has just really helped. Like my toes, they stretch a little bit more now. Like last week, it was pretty bad, y'all. Like it was just all in here. It was really hard to get and touch, but I just kind of slowly kept at it little by little, and you know, now oh, see, that hurts, so I'm gonna stop. This is kind of good that I'm recording this for y'all because it gives me a chance to be like, too much gene, Jazz, try another angle. Because I don't want to cause pain. I don't want to show you guys pain. That's not my goal. I don't want to show that I'm hurting myself. I'm helping myself. This has really helped me a lot. See, it's starting to bleed, so I think I'm just gonna leave that area alone and come back to it. This might bleed too, but it's because it's a piece of skin still attached, So I'm gonna leave that too. I should leave this whole area right now because I just accidentally poked myself. Okay. But see right here, hopefully you can see, I'm just lifting up this little corner area. If I missed that, there would have been a chance that it would have turned into a blister because this area is still sensitive. But I was able to go in and see that and get that, and I'm gonna try to get this little area too because I don't want that to continue to build up. Just carefully. Okay, so we're getting into some probably should leave alone zone. See, I'm starting to get a little This is just a gauze pad. I like to use this versus a tissue because it is softer. So I'll just go in and dab it. I wouldn't have been able to do this, you know, last week, like any of this at all. But again, since going in and just working on myself, working on my feet, it's been a huge improvement. I'll work on this little area here. I know I was here earlier. This might be a little bit of a challenge. So what we're gonna do, yeah, let's get this built up first. I know I mentioned earlier that everybody's skin is different when it comes to EB, but you know, hopefully some of this video will help you understand build-up and how it works and how it can cause more friction and more blisters in a lot of areas. And so if you can try to find a way that works for you when it comes to certain stages of the blister, that's the goal, y'all. Finding what works for you in the stage that that blister is in. I don't take every move, every precaution with the same area or the same blister, but yeah, I do what I can. I try different things. I try new things. What works for me works for me. I look for that relief. I'm really trying not to hurt myself more and more. Before I was like, I didn't really care. I was like, the point of it is just get rid of the blister, like heal the area, But now I'm starting to understand a lot more of myself and my body and what my body needs and what my body wants. And my body doesn't want more pain. That's a little area I can get. Slow down, Jess. I went to lift and noticed that it wasn't the level I needed to be on. So I moved it. I do that too. I wouldn't do that if I was y'all. I see I'm moving a little too fast now. So I think I am going to be done with this foot. But real quick, since I was like focused on the toesies, here is like where an area that I would try to lift up and get, just because it's like, I can tell. I'm very careful I'm not causing any pain, and the moment I feel pain, I stop, because I don't want to cause more damage. So this does not hurt. I know everybody is different. I wasn't able to do this before, but with practice, I've been able to just work on my feet a little bit more and more each day. And I've seen the improvement and the progress. I don't like to go too much into this, but yeah. Oops, I'm gonna have to vacuum. So that is it for today. Well, they'll be like at the end, the before and after pictures. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I am so happy y'all are here. Y'all are here. Y'all watched it. If you liked it, come back for more. I'm going to be doing more of these types of videos, even when my feet get, 100% better. I know there's going to be maintenance and continuous things that I'm going to run into. And honestly, once my feet do get 100% clear, I'm going to be doing some things. So that's going to probably cause some blisters. And I'm shaking the camera right now because I just realized that I'm holding it. So sorry about that. But yeah, authentically me, myself, and Jazz. This is I. And thank you for joining me today.